trying to call an audible, trying to call a timeout, and a penalty marker flies in from the secondary. He may not have gotten the timeout called before the clock expired.
Well, the bad news is you had to delay a game. The worst news is it may cost you a timeout and a delayed game.
And Al Hines will take an official timeout with West Virginia in front by 3. Quarter. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Jerry Punch, and Charlene Hawks with you from Chestnut Hill. Home team down by a field goal and facing 3rd and 11. Foley's going to throw a screen, and it's almost intercepted. John Browning almost walked into one. Let's go to Jerry Punch. Jerry.
Gentlemen, a lot of concern in the Mountaineers secondary. You know, they lost their senior Tommy Orr. He sprained a knee last week against Miami. He is being replaced by the sophomore Mike Logan at strong corner. But in the first series of the game, they lost sophomore free safety Van Washington. He's been to a hospital, but x-rayed. He does not have a broken lower leg. He will not play tonight. So they're playing a true freshman, actually a redshirt freshman, Charles Emmanuel at nickelback. That's where they're very vulnerable in the secondary.
Punt coming up from Beckley. And Baker back to field it at the 9-yard line and chased out after maybe a yard return. So West Virginia, which has been the story really through the entire first half, having started inside their 15-yard line on a number of occasions, not the greatest field position again.
I think the other thing Boston College has done in this game is Tom Coughlin was very concerned about the special teams for West Virginia. He said they're the best in the country. They've played them at least even in this game so far. They've had the field position in their favor, and as long as they can stay there, wait for Glenn Foley to get hot, I know they have to feel good right now at this portion of the game.
Kelchner in the last series trying to go to Baker a couple of times against Kamara, the cornerback. Here they're going to try the ground game, and that's not going anywhere. Rodney Woodard lost his hat in the pile as well. Ryan Howlett made the tackle.
Brad, there's different ways to get to that 8-man front. Steve Zabel is doing it with the corner. Top of your screen, you'll see a corner blitz coming from the outside. That's their 8th man coming, and that's why it's tough for West Virginia to run against it. I think West Virginia's going to have to spread out their formations a little bit and try to throw the ball and take them out of those fronts.
2nd down 9. Tough spot working from your own 12-yard line. Walker all wrapped up. Boyd and Mamula are there. Stephen Boyd, the junior out of Valley Stream, New York. And he had 13 tackles and a block punt against Notre Dame last week. And he is having a whale of a game at linebacker again tonight.
He's taken over for Tommy McManus, the starter here for a while, and he's a 3-year starter himself. Mamula did a great job that time. They were trying to run outside, and Mamula would not let him outside. Scraping linebacker made the play.
Only one 3rd down conversion so far today for the Mountaineers. 3rd and 10. Going to try to swing it out to Woodard on the sideline. Did he step out before he got to the 1st down marker? Yes. At the 19-yard line, he stepped out. Needed to get to the 21.
Yeah, that was a play I thought he could have easily made the 1st down on, too. It was a little bit of a pick screen. They expected man coverage, and I thought he had an alley to at least turn back. I thought Woodard was a little conservative as in running that time.
First completion to a running back all day long, and it doesn't get the needed yardage. 4th down, West Virginia.
And Jake Kelchner right now is saying, Coach, we can't run the ball against those fronts. We have to open it up. Any quarterback worth his salt is telling the coach he has to throw.
10 men up again. Sauerbrunn almost had it blocked. Kamara got close, but Kenyatta Watson will field at the 40. And he's got nothing but white jerseys down there because the Eagles sent everybody after the Mountaineer punter. Boy, Joe Kamara has had himself a game, and he just about got to that kick. 10 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, and now BC with great field position with which to work. Here's another look at that punt, and Kamara almost got it, Gary.
Yeah, he ran across his foot, but the ball was perfectly snapped. It was good timing, and usually there has to be some little bobble to block a punt. Good execution by the punter and the snapper, and Kamara, even though he had a full run, didn't get there.
1st down BC, its own 40.
Foley
off play action.
Wide open.
Comes back, completes it to Cannon, and it is a first down toss and a pickup of 16.
Pete Mitchell saying, I thought I was your man, Glenn. I was wide open, buddy, going right down the middle.
I even stretch you at practice. What are you doing here?
You'll see play action pass, the safeties and everybody will bite. Throw it to me. I want to be the hero again this week.
Wow, he was open. Cannon's caught 4 balls for 69 yards. After that pickup to the 44. First down. David Green, nice cutback. Derek Wiley holds on, though, and drags him down as he picked up 5 to the 38.
You know how that feels as a quarterback? You make a nice play-action fake, you go out and hit your wide receiver for a completion, you come back and everybody's yelling at you for not picking up a touchdown. It seems that Boston College is in control of this football game. They're able to do anything they want on offense. Their defense has control of the game right now. I think West Virginia has to make a big play to turn around the momentum quickly.
As you saw, the scoreboard still belongs to the Mountaineers, 3-0. Foley throws for Mitchell, just overshot him. And it was Mike Logan back there with the Eagle tight end. It'll bring up third down and a short 5.
Yeah, he would have had him, but he got hit, and I'm not so sure he isn't hurt a little bit. He got hit in the hip just as he let that ball go. You see Foley send in the play. I'm all right. Just send it in. He wanted to go to Mitchell. It was a blitz action again. He stepped up and threw it on the run. And then coming from his blind side, the left side, he got hit on the left hip portion, and he's going to have to walk that one off gingerly.
Oh, boy, he's trying to.
Yeah, he'll give him the Jimmy Brown now. Drop back and fire deep.
Third down and 5. West Virginia considering a blitz again. It's been fairly effective the last couple series. Here they come. But the quick opener, and it's Campbell to the 15. 23 yards for Darnell Campbell.
Unfortunately, I think they're going to get somebody grabbing him in the middle of the line on a blitz situation. They tried to hit a quick popper. I think they might have called this play simply because Foley was hurt and he couldn't drop back in the pocket.
Gary said a penalty marker will negate.
A 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat third down.
So instead of 1st and 10 at the 15, back it up outside the 45.
It was either Kendall or Landry, the left guard or tackle. Left side of your screen, 63. Oh, they got the center. They got Tom Nalen grabbing him and not letting go on the rushbacker, Wes Richardson. Those are the type of plays. They look real big, but the reason it was big is because Nalen held Wes Richardson right there, or Richardson would have made the play.
That was a great shot of it there. Nalen's the anchor of a very impressive line, but he got caught with his hands holding Richardson there. Foley airs it long, just through the hands of Michael Campbell. Campbell had his man by a half step, and that one was thrown right where it had to be. He just didn't hold it.
Yeah, and that was a good throw. Michael Campbell just needed one more step. Campbell veers into the defender on this play, does a nice job of protecting the throw, but as you see, a pretty pass, it just goes off his hand. That's when they needed a Tom Waddell to make that catch. That one-hander right there.
Skips off incomplete and forces a Jeff Beckley punt. Beckley with a nice 43-yard average today. And Mike Baker drops back at the 10-yard line for the Mountaineers. They got close to Beckley. He hung it off the left side. And still, it's going to be inside the 20 for the Mountaineers, working offensively from the 16 with 8:42 left in the third. Cheerleading squad once made famous by Leslie Visser. Today, Boston College, not a lot to cheer about on the scoreboard, trailing West Virginia by 3. 8:42 remaining third quarter. Kelchner under a blitz, got away from it, and threw behind Nate Ryan, the tight end, his intended receiver. Jerry Punch.
Gentlemen, prior to the game, they were concerned about Kelchner's hamstring. Now, during the game, he has injured his right elbow. Take a look at his right elbow. There's a pad beneath that golden sleeve. At halftime, he apparently had some bleeding into the bursa. The correct diagnosis of what he's got is acute hemorrhagic olecranon bursitis. Basically, what that means is the pad over the elbow is bleeding into it. They can't aspirate it, it'll just bleed more. He has to endure the pain and try to last.
Faces 2nd and 10 and gives off to Walker. And Walker all wrapped up again. Is it Boyd again? Boy, he's had a game, Gary. He's had a linebacker.
He's had a game, but he's been the beneficiary of great play by his defensive ends and outside linebackers. Mike Mamula's outside forcing it back in, and Boyd's cleaning it up. I mean, there's what it looks like for West Virginia. They're winning 3-0. They're not doing it impressively, in my mind, only rushing for 66 yards against a Boston College defense that is susceptible to yardage.
That 258 is good for 7th in the country entering this game. 3rd and 9, again the blitz on Kelster. And it pays off. Penalty markers down. And Stephen Boyd with the sack. It's a holding call against West Virginia. Declined. And the BC defense is doing a number right now on the Mountaineers.
Stephen Boyd makes the tackle. Came in, put pressure on Kelster. I would not be surprised, considering the elbow. You're going to see the holding comes on the top of your screen. Number 76, Kelvin Edwards, is the guy that grabs Mamula, but Boyd gets the big sack. They'd easily decline that one. Would not be surprised if we don't see Studstill.
Remember how close they got to Sauerbrun's last punt attempt. He's got a short field to work here. Just barely got that one away, and he got a beauty. Watson will field it at the 48. Got back to the 45 of the Mountaineers. So Boston College, a 48-yard kick under heavy pressure, and Sauerbrunn showing why he came in as one of the leading punters in the country. Last one out of the end zone. Let's go to Charlene Hawks.
Brad, I'm down here with not only Glenn Foley's proud dad, but BC's starting quarterback some 20 years ago. Glenn calls it the Stone Age of football. Now, when Glenn first came here, his first season, he passed for more yards than you did your whole season. What lessons did you teach him that you wished you had learned?
Well, I think I taught him a lot around the house, but he always keeps bringing it up that he passed for more in one year than I did in a total of 2. So, I mean, he gives me a hard time.
We'll be back in a second.
We'll watch the son work on first down. Gonna loft one to the sideline for Cannon, and a penalty marker will go down. Mike Logan with a pass interference call. And Glenn Foley up limping. Hit again as he threw.
Well, I'll tell you, when you see a wounded quarterback, they're just going to keep coming at him more and more because they see him and they smell blood now.
Pass interference on the defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That moves it to the 30. Back to Charlene and Dad.
What was Glenn's state of mind? Last week playing number 1, this week playing number 3.
He was all excited about it. He wanted Notre Dame to win, so when we played them, they'd be undefeated. He was also hoping West Virginia would beat Miami, so we had a chance to knock them off also.
Thanks. I understand it's Glenn's mom's birthday, so wish her happy birthday for us.
Happy birthday, Sue.
Upstairs.
Well, Ed and Sue have put together some pretty good athletes, that's for sure. As Glenn Foley's out here playing quarterback, his brother Kevin's a redshirt freshman quarterback at Maryland, and his other brother Cliff just ended a successful baseball career at Villanova. So there's not much athletic talent in that family, huh?
And I heard Dad said just as long as I could beat him in golf a couple times,
Yeah, right.
I'll be happy.
There's his numbers today. No touchdowns, a couple interceptions. But it's just been one in the end zone and one at the 1-yard line. It's prevented Boston College from really being well out in front of this game. Darnell Campbell takes it to the 35, where it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
West Virginia defense is doing a good job of putting pressure on Foley now and making the plays on the strong running game, keeping Darnell Campbell from getting loose and going. You'll see Steve Dunlap right there. I don't know what kind of signal that is, but he wants pressure on Foley, I'll guarantee it.
They must be doing a pretty good job on Pete Mitchell, too. He's been relatively quiet. He's on a wing left, number 82. 3rd down and 5. Blitz comes again. Foley got it out of the backfield to his other tight end, and it's a first down. Brett Gibbons, first down, just inside the 18-yard line.
Foley had no alternative but to go to his hot receiver. West Virginia bringing more people than Boston College can pick up. He goes to Gibbons. Gibbons makes a nice job of reaching, stretching. He knows where that first down is, stretches across, and makes the play.
Boston College as deep at tight end probably as anybody in the country.